Hello, hello, people. How are you? Hey, corn diff. Oops, I forgot to say. CB is on her way. She got held up a little bit, but she will be here. Um, Today, I will be playing catch up with my. I've been keeping track of all the words that I write, and I have not filled out my tracker in a hot minute. So I'm going to be going through and filling that out and trying to. That may take a bit because I have to remember what days I wrote, what days I didn't. Oh, it's a fun time. I mean, I greatly enjoy it, but there's going to be a lot of red, and I'm going to be sad by that. It looks like May. Okay, so all right, it's not as bad as I thought. It'll be fun. And then after that, I will be working on drafting chapter 7, which I thought I opened, but the doc never opened. There it goes, it's opening. What will everybody else be working on today? I am unsure if CB shall be working on internship things or dragon novel things. But we shall see, we shall see. Oh, there she is.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Tell the people what you will be working on, because I told them what I will be working on.
Yeah, I got nothing. Ah.
Will you be working on internship things or your dragon book?
Audio, speaker.
Oh, she can't hear me. Well, that happens sometimes. She looks so sad that she can't hear what's going on. This is what happens when you do things outside your house and then have to make it back. So the moral of today's story is just don't leave your house, people.
What about now?
I don't know. Can you hear me now? I can hear you.
Sam.
I can hear you. You can't hear me. Are you connected to your AirPods again?
I can hear.
Yay, she can hear.
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
You know how messy my room is, guys.
It's fine.
Mostly just my.
You can fix it during the first sprint.
Okay, I'm really quiet. Speak again.
Hello.
There we go.
Okay. Well, I told the peoples what I would be working on, which is to catch up on filling out my word chart or my tracker for my words. Yeah. I thought I was a lot further behind on that than I was, but I'm not. So, and it should be relatively easy because I mostly just go back and look at the days we had WIP Wednesday because those are the only days I got stuff done.
What am I doing? I have been working on my stuff for internships a lot, but I don't really want to work on that right now because I've worked on that on and off for the past hour at Panera, which is not as good as I remember, which is very disappointing. And instead I'll probably be working on Storm's Air. And slightly organizing my desk because I stopped by Dollar Tree and picked up a basket for the notebook in my desk.
Dollar Tree is so great for like just finding little organizational things.
Yeah,
Very-
I was very.
so.
I didn't have like my car, and I needed to go back to Panera and wait for another hour, and I didn't want to be like lugging around a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So I only bought like a couple things. So. All right.
Well,
see you on the other side of the sprint.
Yep.
Hello. I wrote 341 words sprint, and did a little bit of room organizing and snuggled my cat right there because she wanted
Right.
it.
I got my charts all updated and am pleased with my progress.
That's good. I had to do a little bit of research on allergic reactions because
That's those can vary.
yeah, it's like not quite anaphylactic shock, but it's like basically anaphylactic shock is what I'm putting my character into from his perspective. So
Sorry, I'm pulling my footstool out so I can sit up. Well, so far, like, not counting my chapter 7 because I haven't added that in, but I will actually add that into the thingy in a second. Currently, my total word count is 23,414 for the first 6 chapters, and I'm like, that's not bad.
324 with I'm like halfway through a third of the way through chapter 4, half the way through chapter 4. And then like a paragraph is written in chapter 5, or like 2 paragraphs or something like that. But yeah. It seems like my chapters are much smaller than yours though.
Probably. Well, it depends. My earlier chapters were quite small. My chapter 4 is like 17, or well, it depends on like which draft too. But my main draft right now, my shortest chapter is chapter 4. No, chapter 1 at 31:35, and then chapter 4 is 31:88. But yeah, it's like the thing is that this is like, you know, it's a draft. Like even the one that I send to like my critique partners, it's still a draft and a work in progress. So there's still like a lot of work that I intend to do on it. It's just I send it to my critique partners so that kind of, because after I do like 3 rounds of my revisions, I then send it, you know, to Fox, who's my alpha critique partner, and he like really helps me iron out a lot of like the base issues or like the wording and stuff. But when I send it to my critique partners, it is still like a messy draft. And this is by far one of the messiest drafts I have had. So I get my critique partner feedback for that. And then it kind of like helps me focus, because like, for example, they're in the first 3 chapters, or like in the earlier chapters, Moxie and Rochelle are kind of very non-verbal in like their communication and consent and whatnot. And I need to go back and make that clearer. And I know how I'm going to do it and stuff, and I have plans, but I want to finish my first draft, or I want to complete my manuscript so I can go back, because for me it's a lot easier to revise, like to do the like detailed revisions and stuff of character development after I finish the story, because then I know like where we're ending up, and I'm like, I can go in and add my cookie crumbs. So
I'm trying to find a balance for me with that, because I definitely sent my prologue and first chapter to Fox before I probably should have. Like, I didn't do enough edits on those, but it was kind of just like looking at them and being like, I need another pair of eyes kind of thing.
Yeah, like sometimes I send Fox like my first draft of things before I've done any self revisions, and I'm like, I don't need your critique right now. I just need you to tell me this isn't shit.
Yeah.
And then he does. And so normally, well, I have yet to have a time where he has told me it is shit, so.
It would tell you, but has not occurred yet. Yeah.
Yes.
Those are the chapters that are basically like just straight adapted from the script, so they're very much bare bones. And so it's not really like they're not fleshed out at all.
I feel that.
And
you weren't at the stream on
the restroom. Okay. I'll be right back.
You're good. You got 10 minutes. I'm gonna say hi to chat. Hi, Nikki. What are you gonna be working on today? My attention span is terrible at this. I popped in the chat, then saw something shiny and wandered off for 12 minutes. I mean, that's fine. I also like because like the WIP Wednesday and the workshop sprints are like really big, and not everybody has the attention span for long or like the stamina. You can like set smaller sprints for yourself within that like 45 minutes. So you could like set a little 15-minute timer and then like take 10-15-minute break. You know, do whatever you want. What is your progress on thy indexy cards? If I can be nosy. As you know, I enjoy keeping up with everybody's progress. I'm also trying to make sure that I stay in communication with my husband as he's having a rough day at work. So if you guys see me doing that, I'm probably communicating with my husband or checking my cat office game. I shan't lie. But that doesn't take away too much attention. Halfway through chapter 12. Nice. How many chapters? Well, do we know how many chapters there are in total, or are we just working through the plot and we'll figure out how many chapters there are when we get there? Excuse me. That's what I generally do, is work through it, figure out all. I will stop burping someday. 24 total. So chapter-wise, you're like halfway through. That's awesome. I have also, I finished reading Winter's Orbit, which for, you know, that's the book I was reading Monday. And I am like 70% through Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. And I am loving it. I am like over the moon for it. It's great. I'm not even done with it, and I think it's going to go on my recommended list. Oh God, there's so much I have to catch up on, guys. I have been gone for a lot of the summer, which is unusual because normally I get like more work and stuff done during the summer, but you know, life is changing. It's moving on. We will set things up. My children start school in a couple weeks. I have been so exhausted going through. You wouldn't think that going through clothes with children is exhausting, but it is. We're cutting down on a lot of their wardrobe, especially my especially my youngest, because like my aunt had a coworker who had had 3 or 4 girls, and they had all grown out of their clothes, and so their mom was decluttering. So my youngest got like so much fucking clothing from them, but she is like finally grown out of a lot of it. So first I will take those bags to my sister and let her pick through, well, let my nieces pick through whatever they want. And then after that, we'll donate them to somewhere. Because that's what we always donate clothes. But oh my gosh, there's just so much clothing. I've only finished with 2 children. But like that means that the rest of my week will be dedicated to just one child. At least they're like at a point where I can kind of sit in the room and listen or read a book while they're trying their clothes on, and I just have to like approve of some of them, and they are mostly past their hoarding phase, but every now and then they like argue with me about whether or not something fits that clearly does not fit, but it's fine. It's fine. It's it's just one of those things. So that's how I've been getting a lot of quite a bit of my reading done the past couple days. Because this weekend is tax-free weekend. Then we will go shopping. And then my rambling started because I am hoping that throughout this week and the next coming weeks, as I'm getting the kids more into their sleep schedule, I will get into a working sleep schedule, which my body just doesn't function in the way that I would ever get up at 6 or 7, but 9 or 10 works for me. So while the children have to get up at 6 or 7, I'm trying to like get up at 9 and then kind of like do my morning chores. And then after that, I want to be able to sit down at the computer, excuse me, so that like I'll get more writing and stuff done throughout the thing. I also really want to do more, like, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend going and watching my writer expectations presentation that I did for the AuthorTube writing conference. I really enjoyed doing like the research and writing that up, and then like presenting, that's the word I wanted, and then presenting it. That was fun for me. And so I might talk to Fox and see if like, no, I shouldn't do videos like that. I don't know. But either way, I want to do more stuff like that because that was really nice and fun for me. But I am letting CB know we're good. And respond to my husband. Oh, for my project, I was gonna say for my WIP Wednesday project. No, for my novel, I really want to be able to get into it and just like really enjoy it. I have been so out of it though with everything, but I did take headache pills. That was the other thing. Like by the time I got ready to write, my head started hurting. So my child brought me a Coke and I took my headache pills, and hopefully like they feel like they've kicked in. So I've sacrificed the mouse so that I can use my keyboard, which I really enjoy. There's another keyboard, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to get like, because my laptop is a little wonky, so I kind of want to get like a little tablet and this typewriter keyboard that like you can put the tablet in the keyboard and it like works like actual typewriter. I'm like it's so unnecessary, but I want to so bad. So we shall see. We shall see. Oh look, Storm is in CB's camera though, so I guess this is the Storm show now. She looks so damn cozy though. I'm jealous. I want to go curl up on the comforter with Storm. I do have, like, as part of my morning chores, I'm gonna have to get the dogs to go outside because, like, this morning I was up for a while, and then my dogs got all cozy, and I was like in a cuddle puddle, and it made me so tired, so sleepy, that I took a nap. Excuse me, sorry. I think we've got storms incoming. I know we had one last night. let us go into our next sprint then. I gotta put up our banners. Somebody didn't do that. All right. See y'all in the excuse you. See y'all in 30.
So I returned. I did not get very many words down. I got like 143 words down because I forgot what color my leads, male leads of interest, whatever, one of my leads' hair is. And I was describing him, and I was like, shit, bro, what is your hair color? I knew it was long. I know the texture and everything. And I know like everything about him except what color his hair is because it keeps changing. Originally, it was going to be like a white, or there was going to be some white in it. But I wanted to avoid the whole Targaryen connection.
Yeah, I get you.
It's already like kind of hard to avoid. The Targaryens, I think, also have purple eyes, but I'm kind of attached to him having purple eyes. So,
I honestly don't know.
I think they have white hair and purple eyes, which is kind of what I was
Well,
going to do for this dragon.
It's like, that's like a super common fantasy combination, though, even like with things connected to dragons.
But it's really big right now.
I know. Well, like, more people are getting away from the Game of Thrones associations with things since it crashed and burned.
House of the Dragon is really popular, though, right?
Yeah, but like not in the same mainstream way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like if you made an alien race that's like super logical and has pointy ears. So, like Star Trek fans would be like, oh, like Vulcans, but like the vast general people would just be like, oh yeah, sci-fi trope. You know what I mean? So it's like I forgot what it was, but whatever that thing your dad was gonna do, and then he realized that like that one piece of media was really popular, but he looked it up and turns out enough things do it now that he's like, ha, I'm good. Same thing.
I don't know what the trope was, but yeah.
I don't remember at all.
Yeah, but
I don't even know for certain if it was a sci-fi thing.
It was a sci-fi thing.
Okay.
He's writing a
I remembered that much.
Thing or planning out. Oh, my face is so shiny. It's very humid outside. It's raining now, but it had like a 78% humidity this morning. Ew. But I don't know. I'm still writing. I moved on to a workout scene where it's from his perspective, so he can't be thirsting for himself, but I want to communicate that he is hot.
Have you seen Michael? I can't find him. He's in my room with the dogs. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, my one child could not locate my other child.
Hi, Blake.
Hi, Blake.
I'm glad you're here. Hi, Dakota.
What's up?
Welcome. Here before.
The name looks familiar, but not for a Wednesday.
Our afternoons are going good. We're doing some writing sprints. But yeah, I named he has like a best friend / servant. And it's the like Merlin and Arthur shipper in me is like, it's not like that, guys. They actually are just friends. Ignore the banter. It's not like that.
It's fine.
So, but I'm just like, no, they're actually just friends. There's gay people over here, guys.
But I got 42 words done and got past an emotional block, so we're good. We can move forward now. Especially since I made Moxie do a funny fuck up and now Rochelle's laughing at her. So.
I might add in, there's like a character that I want to add in that I've like noted in a few places where she would be present. But I think I'm gonna follow my outline now, and then come back to see if I add her in.
Our afternoon is going well. I hope yours is as well. Hey, Malin, what's up?
So I might go back and add her later, but I don't want to have. I want this character to have like a circle of friends, but because the majority of the story is just the two main characters like going on the adventure and running into things, I want to limit the amount of characters I introduce in the beginning if they're only gonna like
that makes sense.
Show up a certain amount of times. Because it would make sense for him to have more than like one close confidant that came with him to this very like dangerous situation. But I don't want to I want to balance that. So
you don't want to do like what I did and introduce like 3 or 4 friends that are in chapter 1 and chapter 1 only.
And then never show up again.
They do not.
I'm already introducing so many characters that as of right now don't show up again, but I'm adjusting that to having like the characters show up again, like them running back into a lot of characters. But because so much distance is being traveled,
yes, I support what you are doing, and I know that what I am doing is considered a folly. However, I need them for plot.
Yeah.
And then
therefore they have a purpose.
Yes.
So they can be introduced, then abandoned. So I'm potentially introducing and abandoning a couple of characters.
Just like I don't know. Have one of them be a pen pal. Magic pen pal.
There's another character that Jason will be communicating via magic communication device that's not a phone. It's a magic communication device.
Let me tell you, you say that, but when I look at phones now, I'm like, those are magic communication, especially like the Galaxy Folds. I'm like, bitch, I saw that in Sailor Moon in the 90s. It was a callback. So
yeah, my phone.
I feel like
looks so weird. Like I'm just like, what the hell is that? Even though it is literally just my phone without the case on, like here's the phone with the case, and then I take the case off, and I'm like, so sorry.
You're like, it's naked.
And yes, I am sure it's a magic communication device. That is basically a phone. But it's not a phone, because it only connects to one other magic communication. It's like magic walkie-talkies.
I was about to say, it's like, not walkie-talkies, but like the cans on a string.
No more Sam. It's just me now. We have to communicate with her via the magic hands on a string.
I think the USB port on that side of my laptop is dying.
Oh no.
Saddens me.
Yeah, I have like a USB-C port on the side of my laptop. It's very fancy. That I could use a charger, like charge it from, but it's broken. I've never used it for anything other than being like, hey, look, I could charge from here, but I don't. I use the other cord, this kind of thing.
I think I'm gonna have to get one of those USB. I'm not sure the adapter, the USB adapters that have like multiple that works like a surge protector, but for the computer, and hook it up to the one on the right, because the one on the right works perfectly, but also is generally home to my mouse, and my poor mouse gets sacrificed every Wednesday so I can type.
Yeah.
But if I plug it in there, we should be good.
I have my laptop, and then I have my desktop, and so the keyboard is on the rollout thing for the desktop. And I have multiple times just this stream attempted to type on my laptop on the keyboard. This keyboard is not connected to my laptop.
Sorry, hold on. Remember, when I'm done streaming, we got to go through your clothes. We got to make progress today. Okay. Sorry, go on.
Sure.
That's the child okay, so that child and I almost made really good like we almost finished the closet, which the
Yeah.
children hang their, shirts, coats, backpacks and stuff in the closet. So it's basically like one day we tackle the closet and then another day we tackle the dresser. And we thought that, like, I thought we had finished the closet, but then I looked in his clothes hamper and, like, I was like, did you not put your clothes away? And he goes, no. And I'm like, I looked through it and there's t-shirts in there. And I'm like,
I mean, I would think that the clothes in the hamper are the clothes that are in circulation more often.
yes, but here's the problem, right? In order to get the children to accept that they do, in fact, not wear all of their t-shirts frequently, I limit the number they're allowed to keep when we declutter. And he was only allowed to keep 20 t-shirts out of the, like, 26 or 27 he owned, in which case, and I can tell you, this is how you know that the child is in reality not attached to some of these t-shirts. This was not a difficult decision at all. Like, immediately knew which ones to get rid of. And I'm like,
I don't have mental catalog of my t-shirts.
Those are, like, shirts. Those are
Mm-hmm.
shirts that I have genuinely never seen the child wear before.
Wow.
So I was like, cool, they're gone. But so then, like, looking in there after he went through and got rid of the extra t-shirts, and then I know, see, that's the thing, I know that the ones in the hamper are ones he's gonna want to keep. But I also know that he wears some shirts that don't actually fit anymore. He just wears them because sentimental value.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to deal with that because I had already spent 6 hours. Well, I had spent 2.5 hours with one child, 2 hours with another, and then an hour and a half with that one. So I was just done for the day, and I'm like, we will revisit these t-shirts another day.
Another time. This is future Sam's problem, actually.
Current Sam is going to go lay in her bed and listen to gay politics. Sorry, a gay political romance.
Yeah, I was like, huh? Gay politics?
I was listening to Winter's Orbit, which you would probably really enjoy. Super cute.
Is it because it's gay?
That's not the reason, but that is a bonus reason. It's gay and cute.
I'm trying to. So the servant is like, you need to take it easy because you, like, literally went into anaphylactic shock last night. And through the power of magic, he's fine right now. And I need him to go, like, yeah, but I also need to show that I'm not weak without being a dick. Yes. Storm is back here.
You
She is
could.
the mascot here.
Oh, there is a word where it's like, I can't show vulnerability.
Yeah.
He could say that he can't show his vulnerabilities, or he can't show that he is vulnerable. Either way, using the word vulnerable instead of weak will come off a lot less.
A lot less what?
Rude.
Yeah.
And mean. So, especially if he's saying it to, like, a servant and he's like, I can't be vulnerable, because that in and of itself is showing a vulnerability. So
Yeah.
Any level of trust and stuff.
No, they're best friends. The best of friends. Because he's not good with people, but he does have a friend because his friend is aware that he's not good with people.
Yes.
And loves him anyways, platonically, because they are friends platonically as bros.
I know you're saying this to yourself, but
no, I'm not.
It feels like you're saying this to me. I'm like,
I need this to be known. I'm not doing a love triangle.
Look, I feel you with the Silver Air, which I'm not working on right now, but will be published before I die because I dearly love that storyline and those characters.
Yeah.
The cousins in there, I have to, like, every time I write something and I'm like, they're cousins. They love each other platonically. You weird ass shippers. No.
Yeah.
And I have to say that I had a critique partner who shipped them, and then I was like, they're cousins, and she's like, I'm a write an AU where they're not cousins, and I'm like, that doesn't make this better.
No, that doesn't stop them being in this. Yeah. On that note,
you gotta accept that shippers and fandom gonna do what they do.
I know.
Just making a general statement that I too have to accept. This is sprint 3. Whoops.
Hello. We are back. I got, let's see. 435 words written. I'm writing a high tension political scene. I want to get to the romance part. All I've been working on is the high tension politics.
I feel you. I'm like, I want to write a cute paranormal romance. And then I'm like, oh, scene 1 is the inciting incident. And we've been on the run for our lives this whole time. I finally, 7 chapters in,
some fighting,
at the
some
romance.
stabbing, but no, all I have is politics. Not actually, other things are happening. But I'm writing a lot of the politics right now. Ugh, people not saying what they mean. So I have to figure out what they mean and what they're saying. And what they want the other person to think they're saying. Well, I feel like I need like 3 different scripts. Luckily I have Jason who's just like asking very blunt questions. Like people are like, blah 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 blah, ha ha ha, he, and he's like, what do you mean by that? And they're like, well, like not expecting him to just ask or just make statements. They're just like, oh no, you're not like being sneaky around him because he sees that you're being sneaky and doesn't rarely bothers to play along. Depends with most people. So that's what I'm writing. I've introduced a new character, and without saying their age as one of the first scriptures, which I think it was Fox that pointed out, every single person I introduced, like the first section, I said like what like their general age and then described them. So this guy, his description or his age is implied within the
everyone's age in a fantasy novel needs to be told to me so that I know how badly I'm judging.
I have trauma from people not realizing that Ferrenz is 10 and them thinking he's either an old man who's like losing it slightly or like equal age to everyone else, which is like early 20s. I'm like, no, that is a 10-year-old. Please stop holding him to the same standards.
Yes, I perceive nothing wrong with letting people know general age early on.
Yeah, I was just, it's my first description. Yeah. A young man in his 20s, a middle-aged man, woman in her 30s.
It will just be one of your like tells, one of your quirks. Apparently mine is the eyes being described first.
Oh.
Which I have mixed that up depending on POV because I'm like, okay, I have come to, with my years of wisdom, I have come to realize that not everybody notices eyes first.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, in fact, never notice eyes at all. That will never be a thing in my writing. Mm-hmm. Everyone will notice eyes at some point. So, yeah, I mix it up a bit. One of my favorite characters' point of views to write from whom was a role play character, but I would love to write a story is they notice clothes first for everybody, like because fashion and status were very important to this character, so they notice the clothes first. Like, is their clothes raggedy? Are they well maintained? Expensive fabric? Cheap fabric? Fox is here, and he's like, wow, you had character growth just now. Sir, this has been a thing that I have done for a while. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't know.
He also still thinks that I make all of my characters blonde.
What do I describe first?
To the point.
Sir Wilhelm Blakely. Oh, his height.
That's a good
That's the first
name.
thing I described.
I also like the name Wilhelm, so
Wilhelm?
yes.
Sir Wilhelm Blakely.
Yes. It's a good name.
He's like, haha, but also evil. I don't know. I'm getting weird about it. He's not evil. He's on our side.
He's morally ambiguous.
Yeah.
Fine.
He's kind of, he could have been a father figure, but he failed. He put himself above what should have been his son figure. Which is fine.
How dare he?
I guess.
You guess. It's one of those characters where the character is fine. You as the writer are heavily judging them, but like they're fine.
I mean, he's not fine. He's well, he is. He's not a bad guy. Well, he's a bad dude, but like he's not a bad guy. He's not a villain at all. He's actually an ally, but
Also, we're sad to see Blake go, but
Blake left a while.
I hope they have fun. They have fun. I have 6 cards left until I'm done with chapter 12. You got this, Nikki.
So, I don't know.
In my outline, my antagonist is like this irredeemable piece of shit, but I was like, people are more complicated than that. So I've been going back and adding in, like as I draft, I add in reasons for my antagonist to not be just an irredeemable piece of shit. Although they are still irredeemable because I say
my
so.
antagonist is just an irredeemable. He's not really redeemable. He's just a bad dude.
Well, no, see, mine's still irredeemable, but now there's layers.
Oh.
So that, like, because it's like, well, why can't we just kill him? I need reasons, like emotional reasons that we can't just kill off my antagonist.
So for right now, we do not have emotional. Well, I guess.
Look,
yes,
I like
hurt a little.
Yeah, I like irredeemable assholes. They're fun. They're fine.
But it's not like
I also wanted to hurt one of my characters more, not gonna lie. And now I have stabbed them so much harder.
I did just nearly kill off one of my characters. Like, he nearly died within the story. He wasn't actually going to die. I knew that. But with the allergic reaction.
I have to go back in my earlier chapters and see, because I got some feedback and it said that like one of the scents associated with Rochelle was like lavender and vanilla, and I'm sitting there scandalized that I would dare mix those 2 scents because vanilla gives me migraines, and I'm like, did I do that to myself? So I have to figure it out if I in fact was unbiased enough to make the lavender smell like vanilla. Because I'm like, I don't know about that. But
you do vanilla ice cream?
Oh, I love vanilla ice cream. It's just okay, so there are certain like scent mixes that I'm fine with. It's just largely most vanilla things, like vanilla scented, is like the vanilla is just overwhelmingly powerful. You know, like similar to cinnamon, except cinnamon doesn't give me migraines. Whereas vanilla does. So but I'm all like those. Which I'll put a disclaimer here. If it is lavender and vanilla mixed, then like I'm not gonna change it. I just need to know if I did that to myself.
You just need to know.
Yeah, I just need to know for sure. This is important information.
Did I do this to myself or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make a chart like you have with the words and pages per chapter. Like for each draft. Because
do you want to make the chart yourself or
no?
Do you...
Okay.
Okay, I'll make you a chart. It'll be fairly easy. I'll copy my chart and then delete all the numbers.
Yeah. Because I just want to see like total words that Jason has versus Rye has. You're doing also split perspective, so yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you.
Yeah. At the moment, it would be my odd versus my evens. So.
Yeah, odds and evens. Who's your odds?
Rochelle.
Rye is my odds. And then we have Jason.
Jason and Moxie are the evens.
The what?
The evens.
Yeah.
Even though Rye and Moxie are long-lost siblings.
Who are?
Rye and Moxie.
Different branches of the family.
Yeah.
My big sister, Rye. He doesn't have a shortage of strong female presences in his life, but
I love that though. Love that for him.
He will not object to more. I mean, he might whine a little, but that's mostly because
I will say I am mildly saddened by the fact that I have this whole like skill set and everything of Rochelle's, to where she's like a really good socialite and she's got a lot of tact and she's good at like navigating basically modern diplomatic situations, but at no point in the story would this matter. No, because they're on the run for their lives, and there's more action.
Like, interact with some people, like even if it's not a socialite situation.
Yeah, no, see that she's still very social and she's polite and like she gets to flex her social skills.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
just not her socialite skills.
Yes, not her like hosting a gala or anything. No galas for Sam's story. Sad face.
Yeah. No, neither one of my boys have gala hosting skills. This is why they have the Yuri. That's the servant.
Pre-order Save Her Soul, and you get access to both Chirpy's blog and the novella Rochelle's Gala. Not novella, short story. The short story. Rochelle's Gala.
It's like, wait a minute, damn, Sam.
It's a long ass party. So
long. Shit goes down.
I actually think it only has to be 15,000 words to be a novella. So
novella, yeah, I'm not sure.
Fox said, I will hold you to these promises. No? I will remember. You know, Fox, I didn't expect you to be supportive of Rochelle's Gala. But we already committed to Chirpy's blog.
I think that Rye and Jason should be a random like foreign couple at the gala. Just like ambiguously there.
Yes. Okay. I will give them a cameo at the gala if Rochelle and Moxie get a cameo somewhere.
Okay. So. Oh no, where could I possibly put them in these pages upon pages? So many characters, because I have so many fucking banquets and shit.
Fox said, he says, oh, I'm not. You know why I hate it. It's illegal, but you still promised, and it's not all about me. That's fair.
It's not all about him.
Okay, I'll do levels. Like, if you just pre-order the regular edition, you get Chirpy's blog. But for the 1 year anniversary, you'll get Rochelle's Gala.
I love these plans.
Thank you. I have to, we got to come up with fun marketing things.
Mm-hmm.
Entice the people.
Pre-order mine and you get Monster Fucker art.
Bruh, you laugh, but do you know how many webtoon artists lure people into their Patreon because they're like, hey, Webtoon won't let me do explicit art here, so join my Patreon tier and you get the porn. And that is like,
one. Oh, I think it's Snail Lord, who was like Snail Lord. I think is on the gray A spectrum. Doesn't even really like porn or romance, really. But they're all like, "Hey, join my Patreon. This tier, I know what you horny fuckers want. I'll give you all your porn." And like, this is literally how they make so much of their money. So
Fair.
it's a fair marketing thing.
All right, not monster fucker art, the monster sort. I'll do like how MXTX has the extras, which are like half porn and half like crazy world building, where you're like, whoa, what was this involved? Like this is the whole thing happening. Just like random.
Instead of Rochelle's gala, you get their honeymoon. All right, let's go into our sprint.
Okay. Hello. We have finished our sprint. I didn't realize. I looked up, we had 1 minute left, so all of a sudden we were at the end. Oh. How did the final wrap-up sprint go for you?
I'm working on a transitional scene. So it went well. I've gotten like almost a full page done today, which is good. Especially since like I had to go back and read things.
I don't remember where I stopped last sprint.
I highlight the last word.
I usually can remember, but I'm just blanking. I got 241 words. I'm writing a dramatic speech from one character to another. And I don't know if it sounds cool or fucking stupid, because there's a really fine line there, I personally think, between cheesy and dumb and really cool. Like it's a real and so it's a first draft of the speech, so it's probably going to be more cheesy and dumb. But I'm like, am I getting the points I want to get across as I'm coming up with the points I want to get across?
You can refine it later. It's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna. I don't know. Don't know. Because it's I don't know. I'm kind of having fun with it, but I don't know. This character, it's the character that I was talking about last time, Wilhelm, where I'm like, you're speaking some words. I don't know how I feel about your words that you're speaking that I'm coming up with. So we'll see.
Like one of my favorite memes, writing memes that I see go around a lot is the one that's all like, the one downside to wanting a character who is incredibly intelligent is that you then have to figure out ways for them to be intelligent.
Yeah. We're like, yeah, you're giving, like, he practiced this speech in the mirror. Like, this is very much rehearsed with a point, high stakes. Like, if this doesn't go across well, he's probably going to die. Like, he would be executed. And so I'm like, okay, don't fail your charisma roll. Yeah.
I'm talking to Fox about CP things. Sorry, got distracted.
Yeah. I think Fox is our audience right now. So, I reached 15,000 words.
Congrats.
I'm almost done chapter 4, and then I'm caught up to where like then I can write Rye and then Jason and Ryan and Jason rather than just doing Jason. Which I love Jason.
Jason's great.
I have began to love him. I didn't dislike him before. I didn't really know him before. Like, I remember talking about in streams a couple months ago, not really knowing who he is. Like, I know actions I want him to take, but not really like knowing him. And now I feel much more like I do know him. So it'll make him easier to write from all perspectives. Because I had spent so much more time with Rye and in Rye's head. And I have to go get back in Rye's head because I haven't been there in quite a while. So I'll probably.
You haven't been there. I misheard a word and I was trying to figure out what you said.
Probably when I finish chapter 4, I'll do a edit through the prologue in the first 4 chapters. So I get both their heads squared away within my head. So I can keep going.
Sounds good to me. Hey, do you know how many chapters are gonna be in your thing?
Roughly, I have an outline where it's pretty completely worked out until Act 3. So right now I have around 17 chapters, but it might be more like 20.
Okay.
So if 4 is 15, 15, 0. So it'll end up being probably around 70, 60, 70,000 words for the whole book, which is make it the longest project I've worked on. Not actually the longest project I worked on, because the Willow Tree trilogy was 54,000 the first book, 56 or 62 the second book, and then I was at like 30,000 for the third book. So that puts it into 140-ish thousand words, being one project, but not one book. So
I'm just asking for chart making purposes.
I'm just thinking about it for myself now. That this could be. I'm kind of actually slightly blown away at the fact that the Willow Tree trilogy, as it was, because the third book was setting up to be definitely the longest. Because I was like 30,000 words into it and looking at my outline being like, oh, I'm around a third into this book. So I do, like, you want to do Silver Air at some point. I want to go back to Willow Tree trilogy.
Willow Tree? Yeah.
Yeah. And rewrite it. Yeah.
Yeah, my thing with Silver Air, I might actually, instead of doing it as a novel, I might do it as a serialized novel, like story. Yeah. I've been playing around with that idea, and I think that format might actually suit it better. So,
Shadows and Fires, and the last one, which I never released the name of, it was going to be Ashes.
Ooh.
Might do better as like TV show.
That's always possible.
Or movie. I'm not sure. Probably is a movie, to be honest. Movies, it would be like 2, 3 movies. 3 or 4. Probably more than that. Maybe more than that. I don't know. Maybe then it would be not movies, because that's a lot of movies. Yeah. I don't know. I have some work to do on around the house, so I'm not going to appear in your server after this.
It's okay. I gotta go upstairs and do clothes things.
Mom things. I can make my bed as well, or change the sheets and stuff. I did an interview yesterday, and I blurred out the background because I had like this comforter is one of our backup comforters. It's like a nice yellow, with little white hearts on it, and I'm like, this is not giving professionalism. I am striving for, actually. Yeah. Okay. Next week we will be on Sam's channel.
Yep.
I don't know if we have a stream on Monday. I have a stream on Monday on your channel.
We do.
Am I there?
Let me go check my schedule. Apparently Jess is there for the 29th. She overbooked herself and now she's gonna die. No, it's Jess and Tina. So if Jess has to drop out, I may ask if you want to be there.
Okay. Next Wednesday on Sam's channel.
Okay, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.